So it's been a minute since I've posted. Um, I was gonna make a post about, how proud I was of the debate and all that stuff, but I didn't get the chance to record that. Like, I've been really, really busy. I just got home from a vacation too, and I'm feeling a little like my allergies are kicking in, or have kicked in. Anyways, um, I'm watching the news, or I'm driving home, and I'm about 2 hours away. I had been driving for riding for 4 hours when my mom was driving, and we finally turned on the radio when I started driving, and we're hearing things where I didn't hear what it was saying, but my mom heard it, and she said, "It sounds like they're talking about a shooting or something, another attempt." I said, "No way." And so she looked it up on her phone, and she said, "Yep." I said, "This is ridiculous." I said, I may not agree with Trump. I may not agree with things he says, the way he looked, the way, what I'm saying? Like, all that, the way he says things. I may not agree with any of those things. But I know I love people. And I love all God's children. You know what I'm saying? All the people he created, all the things he created. So I'm disappointed to hear that someone has attempted, or they're saying the apparent attempt. We don't know what he was doing, but it's like, of course they're waiting for more information to come out right now, but it's just like, we know who this person is. Even if Donald Trump was just, he remained his celebrity without the whole presidential part, wouldn't that still be an assassination? Or it's definitely a murder for sure. But like, I just don't agree with stuff like that. I don't agree with violence. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like the guy, vote against him. Tell your friends. But I'm sick and tired of people trying to hurt others because they don't like them, or their rhetoric is strong. Now, obviously, it feels like it hurts a lot of people when, Trump talks a certain way. But that don't mean you take it into your own hands. You know what I'm saying? And so I just feel like it's disappointing to see that. And it's like, what's happening in America? Why does this keep happening to people? Period. And I'm like, we don't have any common sense gun laws. People be like, oh, what do we need gun laws for? I'm like, it's common sense. If you know that there's somebody who's already has a criminal record, who already showing red flags, why would you give them a gun? How stupid is that? So it's very upsetting that people are like, oh, we don't want, actionable gun, steps and stuff like that. Like, dude, nobody should be able to do certain things that our military can do. I'm sorry. Like, you don't need all that. If you're trying to hunt, you don't even need all that. A regular rifle will do what you need to do. It may not move as fast as you want or as long as you want, but that's where the skill comes in, boo-boo. Like, I'm just sick and tired of America letting us down. They're letting our people down, and people love America. I love America. But there's people who are around the world who look at us, and either they're just like, especially other democracy, they're looking like, what's up with y'all? But it's also a place that people desire to come. And I just do not understand why we allow this to keep happening to our people. Anybody who comes here, it doesn't even matter if you're from here or not, but why do we keep doing this to ourselves? Why do we keep trying to hurt people who are in power, even if you don't have power? It's just like, you just know that, like, it levels up when it's an assassination, when it's a person of public office and public service and things like that, or some type of leader in the community. Like, I'm just really sick of it, and I'm sure everybody is. And I'm like, even though we may have disagreements and stuff, this is the kind of stuff that brings people together or splits people apart. But I feel like because a lot of people disagree with violence like that, most people are going to come together and they're going to say, that's not right. I don't care how much I don't like him. I don't care nothing about that. No, no, no. No, you can't take you can't take that into your hands and take someone's life. So as much as I'd be like, about Trump, that's it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of hearing stuff like this. And I just feel like there's either a conspiracy that like some little black internet, dark web stuff that are either happening like behind the scenes that people are like, okay, we're going to keep attempting until it happens. I don't know if that's happening, if there's like a conspiracy to do this, or it's just people who are like, I just want to do this. I just want the fame. I just want to like let my voice be heard by doing this because I'm just so mad at him, or I just wanted to have some type of fame by it's just people do stupid stuff and their thinking is never logical, but to them it is. And I'm tired. I'm so tired. I'm just so tired of America getting this wrong. Even when it comes to the children who were in school the other week and had their school shot up by a little kid, a 14-year-old. I'm sick of stuff like that. I'm sick of the news being like that. It makes no sense. And it makes me emotional because like it's like every other week, every other month. Like we were kind of doing well this year, but those kids just went to school. They just got to school. Schools here in Alabama and Huntsville just started in August, the first week of August. And a lot of other kids went a few weeks, different school systems went at different times, daycares versus, public and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, dude, these kids are like little, they're little people, and we can't even make sure our kids don't have a gun that they can access. And just, it's like, if the kid has already, and then they already knew the kid was gonna do this stuff, like basically, like the dad basically knew that he was getting bullied. And obviously the mom said, I'm concerned, I'm calling the school to let them know, like, please, make sure they pull him from class or whatever. But it's like, it was too late, and they didn't move fast enough, and then it happened. We got to be able to see the signs. We got to be able to get our kids help. We got to be able to get our loved ones help. That's a grown man. He's 58 years old shooting at somebody. The first attempt, it was a 21-year-old. I mean, and they're men usually, right? We got to be able to get people help, and we got to be able to change our system to where people can get help for mental illnesses. And if they're violent, if they're, causing harm to others or themselves, that we can distinguish them from someone who's just violent, violent just because they want to be violent, right? Obviously, I still think anybody who does that has a mental illness, but self-defense is a totally different story. But I'm talking about people who are mentally unsound, and then their mental illness causes them to act a certain way and behave a certain way that causes harm. And so we have to be able to distinguish, okay, this is the jail system, the prison system. And I'm not saying you don't go to jail or have some type of punishment in a way, but we have to be able to say, look, this person needs help for their mental health, for their mental illness. And we need to be able to handle this accordingly. And we need these people over here to be punished for their crimes because they just did what they did because of whatever, because they wanted to, or they I feel like anytime anybody does something so extreme, they have some, if it's not self-defense, it's definitely it's still mental, but it's like some people do it because they don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can be crazy, but it's just like, it's not like the same as someone who has a mental health and they know it, and they know that those symptoms can be where people change like that. And so I wish, like, when people call for their loved one to get help from a police because maybe they're doing some things, because we call the police because we don't know what else to do. We don't know who else to call. Do we have a hotline for mental illness to come, mental health people to come to our homes and help us and calm our children or our brother or our sister or of people we love down that we know got a mental illness? Do we have anybody who can help that? Right? Do we have a sector within the police department that can help just with mental health, that doesn't bring out the cops to shoot, so they shoot people and they don't look at them as a threat? Like, I feel like the BAU, the behavior analysis unit, they know how to a lot of times distinguish that, but you know, where are they? You know, it's just like, we need change. America needs change, and I'm tired of it. And I'm like, what's working and what's not working? This obviously isn't working. The gun stuff is obviously not working with us. We have the most deaths by gun, or the most guns in any country. I believe that's the data. You know, like, why do we have to have so many guns? Why do we have to have so many people having the specific guns that they have that cause these mass shootings and problems and blah blah blah? I'm sick of it. And I'm sure most people are. And we gotta just do something that is practical, like to like mitigate this stuff. It's silly that we keep allowing this to happen, and people keep saying, no, we don't want you guys to take away our guns. Who's trying to take away your guns? We're trying to have some laws that protect you and us. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a gun. But I want one, because I want to be able to get somebody down who's trying to hurt. You know what I'm saying? Who's trying to cause harm. But I don't want no gun just because I want to hurt people. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like people sometimes have an obsession with guns. And obviously there's people who just who don't need them. And I don't think everybody needs to have so many of them either, especially a certain style. Like that, to me, the AR, you know, whatever, those need to be off the street anyway. Or they need to alter it to where it doesn't cause so much, like, it's not, I don't know, I don't know I don't know guns like that, but I just know that they cause too much harm, and they're saying they're military style. Okay, well, we don't really need people to have that kind of stuff then, because obviously they can't do right. Obviously they can't do right. But I'm just checking in, and I'm saying we got to fix this. We got to stop allowing this to happen in our country, because I feel like we are ruining ourselves completely from the inside out every time we allow this stuff to keep going, because we don't want to vote on these things, or the Senate keeps turning, you know, Congress or whatever keeps turning this stuff down. Don't even want to vote on it. Don't even, you know, says no to it. Like, common sense, please, common sense stuff, please. I'm tired.